Live from CBS 4, this is your News Now.
Well, so far it has been a beautiful Easter weekend here in central Indiana, and get this, it is only getting warmer from here. We like to hear that. Thank you for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Max Lewis. I'm not the weather expert, so let's head over to meteorologist Alyssa Andrews with your forecast first. Hi, Alyssa.
Hey, Max, I'll be honest, it really doesn't take an expert to figure out the forecast that we have this week because it's just clear skies and sunshine. When high pressure is overhead, it usually means good weather for us here at home. 52 degrees right now in Indianapolis, not bad. So that's 10 degrees cooler than our average high temperature, so we've cooled off from those afternoon highs. Clear skies and dew points still in the mid-20s right now. Very dry air overhead, as we can see on our Live Guardian radar, and regionally it's the same story. Cloud coverage being added in here with the addition of satellite. Not a whole lot to see. Clear skies tonight, and we're expecting clear skies ahead again tomorrow. Winds right now are easterly with temperatures in the 50s and some in the mid-40s already dropping. So we're getting ready for overnight hour drop into the mid to upper 30s tonight, which means could start off a little bit on the chilly side for tomorrow morning before things warm up. But this dry air overhead is going to make it feel very, very comfortable. Winds are about 10 miles per hour when they start to pick up a little bit. And just looking at our hour-by-hour forecast, we stick with the clear skies tonight, so that does mean cooler air for the first part of tomorrow before a very nice warm up ahead and plenty of sunshine to talk about. We'll break down the Easter forecast and the week ahead in just a little bit.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. We want to get to some breaking news right now. Plainfield police confirmed to us that one person has been killed in a crash tonight. This is at State Road 267 and Stafford Road. Police tell us 2 vehicles were involved in this crash and then again confirmed that one person was killed. So far, they haven't said what has led to this crash. We will update you as we learn more. This area will likely be closed for a while longer while this investigation continues, so avoid it if you can. More breaking news tonight. This time in Lawrence, police there are investigating a deadly shooting. It happened just before 9 on McIntosh Lane. When officers got to the scene, they found a man who'd been shot. He was pronounced dead there. We are told this was an isolated incident and a person of interest is in custody at this time. That investigation continues as well. Metro Police are also investigating a deadly shooting at a gas station on the city's east side. IMPD was called to this gas station at the intersection of North Emerson and 34th just after 10:30 last night for a person shot. That man was in critical condition and then later died at the hospital. Right now, police haven't released any details on any potential suspects. Anybody with any information is asked to give IMPD a call. Well, the gun violence in this city has led one Indianapolis man to start a new mentorship league for kids. Members involved say it keeps kids out of trouble and away from all that violence. CBS 4's Kaylee Schuyler has that story tonight.
2, 1, 2, 3.
Today is registration day where they're running drills, doing workouts.
This might look like just another football practice.
It's a mentoring program, but we're using sports as a common denominator.
Kareem Hines is a founder of New Breed of Youth Development, or New Boy, a group focused on mentoring boys in Indianapolis.
What we try to do within our program, as other mentoring programs are doing, is trying to give them a constructive outlet, not only to release that pent-up energy and that aggression and deal with some of their trauma, but also connect with some adults.
New Boy created a league called the Playing for Peace Youth Sports Fellowship and Community Service Project. Hines says they're looking for boys from 6 to 17. The flag football season starting in just a few weeks.
We got all these murders piling up in the city, so we might as well have something positive to do.
The mentors who pour into them, it's a good thing. I've seen a change in my son.
The league is 42 consecutive weeks of multiple sports for youth and family engagement and hopes to stop the violence in the city.
Our problems that we're dealing with in this city and this country are not going to be solved overnight, but we can do is plant seeds.
Players say it can be a getaway from reality.
Not have to worry about no shootings or no negative things happening in the community, positive get-together.
Just seeing everybody happy, just being able to see them grow not even on the sports level, seeing them grow, mentally, emotionally, physically.
The program is funded by a $100,000 anti-violence grant from the city of Indianapolis and the Office of Public Health and Safety.
We want to connect with these young people in any way we can. Not only our young people, but their families, which is why we have the music, we have the free food. We want this to be like an old school block party kind of vibe.
In Indianapolis, Kaylee Schuyler, CBS 4 News.
Kaylee, thank you. Today was the first Saturday for registrations, but next Saturday from 12 to 3, there's another chance to enter this league. You can find more information on how to register over on our website, cbs4indy.com. Well, a few dozen people gathered today on the north side of Indy for a teach-in on preventing violence. The event was hosted by Hoosiers concerned about gun violence and the Youth Violence Prevention Coalition, and they focused on shifting the dialogue about gun violence. The interactive event gave people space to share ideas related to prevention and share their own experiences regarding responsible gun ownership.
The people that are here today are not necessarily all, well, none of us are professional gun violence prevention advocates, but they're ordinary citizens who want to know how we can do more.
This was the first teach-in event held by these groups. Organizers say they hope to hold more of them in the future. Well, tonight an autopsy is underway after a body was found in a creek in Hendricks County. That body was discovered yesterday in White Lick Creek, that's south of Plainfield. The Hendricks County Sheriff's Department says because of the condition of the body, it will take some time to identify that person. They are hoping today's autopsy will give them more information. Well, the nice weather the last couple of days makes it very hard to believe that just 1 week ago, many parts of Indiana were just beginning recovery efforts from that series of tornado outbreaks that we had last weekend. Over 20 tornadoes hit different communities around the state last Friday night. At least 4 of those tornadoes were EF3s. 5 people are confirmed to have been killed. Officials tell us they have been amazed by the progress seen in just the last week. Some communities, though, still need your help to recover. You can find ways to help right now over on our website. One area hit hard by the storms last week was Whiteland. The town was hit by an EF3 tornado. Today, hundreds came out to try and have some fun with an Easter egg hunt. Over 800 kids took part in the hunt for over 8,000 eggs that were stuffed with candy. The event happened at Wits End. The owners say the community came together to make this event happen in the last week.
The community did this. I stepped back. I had a couple people that said, hey, can I help you? And I let them do it. We had food donations. We had hundreds of people brought Easter eggs. We had over 8,000 eggs stuffed with candy, and our staff that put these things together. It's just been, the old saying, it takes a village.
It's good to see that happening there. They also collected donations for those impacted by the tornadoes. Well, today, hundreds of families were helped by Church 52's Feed the Need pop-up food drive. Every second Saturday of the month, the church gives away groceries to help families who really need them. The program has grown from helping around 100 families last July when it was started to over 350 families this month. They are able to meet that need with the help from Midwest Food Bank.
We don't have the funding to provide the groceries, but in Midwest Food Bank, they raise the funding to purchase the food, and then they deliver it to us on a monthly basis. So once they deliver it, then the rest is up to us.
Now, CBS 4 is partnering with the Midwest Food Bank for a major donation drive this week. Starting this Thursday, we are going to help pack the pantries. It's one of the biggest fundraisers for the food bank each year. You can learn more about the drive right now on our website, cbs4indy.com. Well, up in Carmel, about 4,500 runners competed in the 13th annual marathon today. It was the largest field in the marathon's history. Those runners came from more than 40 different states and 6 different countries. We spoke to one of the first-time marathon runners who had some advice for anybody wanting to try for one.
Your body is amazing, and it can do anything you put your mind to, and with the right help, getting in tune with your body, eating at the right times and the right things, you can do a lot.
I'm still a little skeptical about me doing a marathon, but we'll see. Runners also had the option to compete in a 5K, 10K, or half marathon. 5K is probably more my speed there. Well, we're exactly 1 year away from a big major celestial event that is set to happen right over central Indiana. On April 8th of 2024, the sun is going to be completely eclipsed by the moon for about 5 minutes. While solar eclipses are not that rare, one happening over the continental U.S. is. The next one won't happen until about 2044. Now, thousands are expected to flood into Indianapolis as well as surrounding cities to view this event. We spoke to Visit Indy this week, who told us they are already getting ready.
How do you prepare for traffic control and public safety? And luckily, we're no stranger to hosting major events. And so you look at Indy's rich history of hosting an event like an NBA All-Star game or a college football playoff. And so those bring similar, might not be as many visitors, but they bring large numbers of visitors to the city at once. And
Now, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway will also be getting in on the eclipse action. They announced on social media today that they will be partnering with NASA for an entire day of programming next year. NASA will also broadcast the eclipse live from the Speedway. You can learn more about their plans on the Motor Speedway's website. Well, Muncie says it is preparing for this big celestial event as well. Everybody's getting in on the action. Officials say they are working with Hopkinsville, Kentucky, which was in the path of totality back during the 2017 eclipse. Right now, they plan to host markets as well as a weekend festival ahead of the big event on Monday.
For a very magical 3 minutes and 47 seconds, we will all be able to view the eclipse from viewing areas. Guests will be able to book spots where they can see the eclipse and ask questions with local on-site experts.
It's going to be very exciting. Officials have set up a website with more information on their eclipse plans. They'll also be holding a forum to answer questions from residents. That's coming up this Tuesday. A quick programming note for you tonight. Play at the Masters was suspended because of bad weather down in Augusta, Georgia. CBS will air the conclusion of the third round of the Masters from 8:30 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. tomorrow. That means that our In Focus with Dan Spieler is going to be moved up to 7:30 a.m. Well, dueling rulings on a regularly used abortion pill put the drug's future in limbo. What's next in the fight now expected to play out at the Supreme Court? Melissa?
Clear skies here at home and across the Midwest. We're getting ready for plenty of sunshine for Easter Sunday and even warmer air ahead in the week to come. We're going to be talking about that in our full forecast next.
I'm CBS 4 Chief Meteorologist Chris Wright.
And I am your phone, equipped with the Standard Weather app.
So you know the current temperature and when it's going to rain?
The current temperature is 63 degrees with a 30% chance of rain.
But do you know why it's going to rain and what areas need to worry about flooding?
The current temperature is 63 degrees.
Your phone can only tell you so much. You want a detailed forecast that fits your lifestyle?
Trust the Weather Authority.
Hey, I was going to say that.
Right now at Ashley, get 0% interest for 60 months on select best-selling mattresses. And visit your local Ashley store to experience our test rest and learn about savings options throughout the store with qualifying mattress purchases. Visit your local Ashley store or ashley.com today.
Hey hair loss, it's game, set, and match thanks to We Grow Hair Indy.
There's only one company that is the gold standard of hair transplants. We Grow Hair Indy.
We offer every proven medical solution for hair loss to give you the best results.
Want to grow your hair back?
Make the call to We Grow Hair Indy.
Call now for your free evaluation. 888-724-5129 or go to wegrowhairindy.com and grow your hair back.
Spring into savings and refresh your home at Ashley. Get up to 30% off designer picks, a selection of items created by our elite team just for you. Plus special financing options for every budget, only at Ashley.
Well, today marks 33 years since Indiana native Ryan White died from AIDS at the age of 18. He brought national attention to the AIDS epidemic back in the 1980s and has helped countless people since then. He was diagnosed when he was just 13 after receiving a contaminated blood treatment for his hemophilia. His middle school would not allow him to return after that diagnosis, and the legal battle to allow him to continue his education garnered national headlines. His mother says she wants everyone to remember he was just an ordinary boy who wanted to use his story to create more understanding. The Ryan White program, the largest federal program designed specifically for people with HIV here in the United States, helps families affected by that disease. Well, conflicting court rulings have put the future of a common abortion medication in question. As Skylar Henry shows us tonight, those rulings set up a high-stakes legal showdown likely to land before the U.S. Supreme Court.
We have an establishment.
Federal Judge Matthew Kaczmarek ordered a hold on federal approval of mifepristone, the most commonly used abortion drug. The Biden administration says the controversial ruling eliminates basic freedoms for women, putting their health at risk.
It is contrary to what makes for good public health policy to allow courts and politicians to tell the FDA what it should do.
The judge, appointed by President Trump, issued a 67-page opinion asserting the FDA's approval 23 years ago violated a federal rule because the drug wasn't properly tested. The ruling could limit abortion access even for women in states where the procedure is legal. Anti-abortion rights advocates are pleased with the decision.
We are encouraged that the federal judiciary is finally taking a look at the approval of mifepristone and really holding the FDA to account.
Federal Judge Thomas Rice, appointed by President Obama, blocked the FDA from making any changes to mifepristone's availability in 17 Democrat-led states and Washington, D.C. that sued to expand access. Mifepristone is one of 2 approved pills used in more than half of legal abortions in the country. The outcome in this case may undermine the FDA approval process, setting a damaging precedent.
He is holding mifepristone to a standard higher than any other drug is really being held to.
Now, the Texas ruling will not go into effect for at least another 7 days. Regardless of what happens in this case, in the appeal or Supreme Court, women can still order mifepristone online with a prescription, even in states where surgical abortions are restricted. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
All right, let's take a turn to our weather now. Alyssa, I think the only word to describe today was beautiful. We had the sun shining. I saw people just out enjoying it, walking their dogs, doing all that kind of stuff, and it looks like it's going to continue for us, right?
It is, yeah. It was nice to see everyone outside enjoying the warmer air that we've been getting here lately, and it's going to get even warmer from here on out. A live shot at I-465 in Pendleton Pike, so things are moving along nicely. If you are outside going out this evening, clear skies overhead, and that leads to sunshine into the afternoons. Now, each of these days is cloud coverage by 2 p.m. in the afternoon for the week ahead. Tomorrow, Sunday, just 8% at 2 o'clock. It's going to be a very sunny day. Partly cloudy skies, though, developing on Monday, and the rest of the week, tons of sun coming our way. And this is as we continue to build heat each day, and it's going to get warmer and warmer as we head into the upper 70s. Very warm weather on the way. 52 degrees in Indianapolis, not bad at all right now. 10 degrees cooler than it was just this afternoon. We hit the high temperatures. Our dew point at 26 degrees. That means it's going to feel really comfortable. The air, as we start to warm up with dry air overhead, it's going to feel like that comfortable feeling, almost like the fall Christmas to the air, or the very beginning of spring, or the very beginning of fall, when it just feels good outside in those temperatures. Sometimes it feels a little cooler when you add a bit of that breeze, and it was pretty windy today at times, so it did make it feel just a little bit cooler in the shade. But overall, we're doing really well in the temperatures department. 52 in Indianapolis. Winds are out of the east now. A little warmer out west. Kansas City was reading at 61 right now. But highs today overall, we did really well. Right on par with seasonal normals. 61 is where we should be. 62 is what we had earlier today in Indianapolis. Bloomington, not too bad, mid-60s, so very nice weather across the board. We've got winds out of the east, 52 in Indy, 47 in Lafayette. Now, with the clear skies overhead, we're expecting these temperatures to drop a bit, upper 30s, so grab the jackets for early Easter egg hunting, outside stuff that you're going to be doing tomorrow, because it'll be a little bit of a light breeze and temperatures dropping into the 30s, a little cooler for the very, very beginning of the day. We gusted over 32 miles an hour on the wind speeds in Bloomington today. That was peak wind gusts, so while temperatures were in the mid-60s, again, we had that breezy feel to the air. Heading into the afternoon and the next couple of days out, there's just not much to see here on our futurecast as far as satellite or radar are concerned, so cloud coverage minimal. Precipitation, none. It looks really great. Now, how long is this going to stick around? That's the key here, because we know we are in a very dry stretch of weather, but also a warm stretch of weather. So as we get into Thursday of this week ahead, that's when we peak and we get the temperatures into the upper 70s. When does all of that change? After Thursday. So this is 2 Tuesdays from now. Then we finally see a change up in the forecast. Temperatures will turn cooler as we get some of that cooler air coming in from the north. Now, what we're looking at for the 7-day forecast, we're in the warm section here. Upper 60s through the weekend, into next week, upper 70s. Some of us in Indiana potentially reaching that 80-degree high. And then after that Saturday, it's going to take us until next Monday to Tuesday before we finally start to cool back off. Alexa?
Alyssa, thank you so much. That weather looks beautiful. Coming up in sports, a look at the Masters and the golf that actually happened before some crazy weather in Augusta, plus a generational achievement in baseball for a Indy pitcher. I'll have that story and more coming up after the break.
Ascension St. Vincent is the leader in Indiana for heart care, providing the most advanced surgical options, including heart transplants and valve replacements. Our cardiologists and heart surgeons care for hearts across the state, from AFib to heart failure, using minimally invasive options when possible to help shorten recovery. making Ascension St. Vincent your first choice for routine heart care and cardiac emergencies. Find a cardiologist today at ascension.org/St. Vincent Heart.
When you rent a Culligan water softener, there is no down payment or maintenance costs. Imagine all you could do with the savings. Dive into better water. Contact your local Culligan water dealer.
Why does everybody love Bob Evans' new breakfast sandwiches? 'Cause they're farm fresh, from bottom to top. Sausage or bacon, just $7.99.
That'll start your day right. Down on the farm.
You get hurt in a car wreck and now the worries start. You've got a ton of bills coming in, you've got no paycheck, and you just want it all to stop.
Stop worrying about your car. Stop worrying about your medical bills and stop worrying about your lost wages. Call me right now.
Over $1 billion collected for our clients.
Ken Nunn goes after every dollar that you really deserve.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, stop worrying. Call me. It's just that easy.
Call 1-800-CALL-KEN.
Yarr! All I wanted was my treasure, and I wound up with a lawsuit from my neighbors. And a belly full of regret.
Thanks, Salty Pete. What a powerful dig story. Okay, great class, everybody. Before we go, let's stand and say the safe digging pledge. Shovels don't know right from wrong, but I do. And I'll always contact Indiana 811 at least 2 working days before digging. It's the only way to dig.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty. Now, get 0% APR plus complimentary maintenance on the Tucson. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Jurassic Quest is back and bigger than ever. See life-size animatronic dinosaurs, walking dinos, baby dinos, and so much more. Starting April 14th in Indianapolis. Tickets are flying fast. Buy in advance at JurassicQuest.com.
Throwing a no-hitter is the ultimate achievement for a pitcher at any level, and hitting for the cycle is as good as it gets. It's even more rare to watch it happen in the same game. Guys like Babe Ruth and Shohei Ohtani are names that come to mind when that happens. But you Indies, Brady Ware added his name to the list, a feat that many believe hasn't happened in college baseball ever. The grad student threw an 11-strikeout no-hitter shutout against Drury yesterday and hit a single, double, triple, and a home run. It's been a wild 24 hours for Ware, whose phone has been ringing off the hook.
Too many to count. I don't think my phone's ever blown up like it's been in the last, 12 hours even, so it's been pretty crazy. I don't think it really hit me, but, it doesn't seem like there's anything that hasn't been done in baseball before, so the fact that hearing that it could be the first time it's ever been done is pretty amazing.
Baseball is one of the few sports left that, you can show up to the park or you show up to the gym and, have a chance to see something that's never happened before. The odds, I think somebody did the math on Twitter or something like that, and it was just astronomical for that to actually happen, and that's one of the great things about the sport.
Ware has also been receiving some well-deserved national attention for his incredible accomplishment from places like ESPN, the New York Times, and more.
I don't think it really set in until about 2-3 hours after the game, and I started seeing the big notifications popping up on my phone. I knew it was a cool experience or a cool thing to accomplish, but seeing those big MLB, ESPN notifications was kind of like the deal breaker that I figured out it was a pretty big deal. Wherever I end up getting to in my baseball career, this is something I'll be able to tell my kids about, go back to, tell my family about, and it'll be an awesome thing to remember.
Round 2 of the Masters finishing up this morning, an early morning thanks to the weather. Fred Couples makes the cut at Augusta and becomes the oldest golfer to do so. It's his 31st time making the cut at the Masters, the second only to Jack Nicklaus's 37 times. All eyes on Tiger Woods, who makes this 27-footer for birdie. He makes the second round cut for the 23rd straight time, carrying Couples and Gary Player's streak. Jon Rahm is second on the board, a contender in this one. He birdies after this approach, The rain starts to pour as the third round begins, suspending play for the day. It will be a 29-hole day for the guys tomorrow as they resume the pursuit of a gold jacket. The conclusion of the third round of the Masters will begin tomorrow morning at 8:30. Still to come, I sit down with Fever head coach Christy Sides to talk things all WNBA draft and future of the franchise. Coming up next.
You can rest assured that many of the initiatives that we've engaged over the last 5.5 years have worked.
Jefferson Shreve disagrees. Violent crime has overrun Indianapolis. Officers are leaving the force because too many leaders won't back the cops who keep them safe. But Jefferson Shreve has a plan. Hire more police, give them the support they need, and let them do their jobs. Jefferson Shreve has a plan to make Indy safer. Jefferson Shreve for mayor, because we shouldn't have to live like this.
He was a great kid. He always liked to make people laugh. It was about 5:30 in the morning a.m. I got a call on the phone. Someone come through the work zone and hit 2 of our workers, and Cody was one of the workers. I mean, at the end of the day, the gentleman that hit him ruined his life, so his whole family is affected. But I'd like to see people just slow down and pay attention to the signs and respect our big guys that's out there.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you.
For you. So it's crispy outside, flaky inside. Let us take care of you.
With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
I see that you're getting your phone out during the break, so while you have it out, take the next 30 seconds to scan this QR code and download the CBS 4 News app. There's no need to get up, just launch your camera and scan it to start the download, and you'll have immediate access to the latest stories, weather updates, and breaking news alerts, so that you can stay on top of the news wherever you are. Okay, back to scrolling or whatever you were doing before your show returns.
Bam! The characters you love.
Penny.
Sheldon. Ross. Monica and Chandler.
Charlie.
Mike.
The moments you remember. The shows that make you laugh out loud. They're all on one channel. The Dot. So put your remote down and stay here. You'll find everything you love about TV on The Dot. Look for The Dot on your TV and leave it.
I'm CBS 4 Chief Meteorologist Chris Wright.
And I am your phone, equipped with the standard weather app.
So you know the current temperature and when it's going to rain?
The current temperature is 63 degrees with a 30% chance of rain.
But do you know why it's going to rain and what areas need to worry about flooding?
The current temperature is 63 degrees.
Your phone can only tell you so much. You want a detailed forecast that fits your lifestyle?
Trust the Weather Authority.
Hey, I was going to say that.
Welcome back. We are 2 days out from the WNBA draft, and the Fever are on the clock with the #1 pick. In the meantime, I caught up with new head coach Christy Sides about coming back to the franchise and the future of the Indiana Fever.
It's exciting. A lot of new things since I was here before. You know, like we've got all the new facilities, the locker room, the video room. I mean, we've got everything now resource-wise that you can have to make sure that we're successful. So just a lot of exciting things. And then the great job that Lynn did last year in the draft and, you know, some free agents that we signed and then what we've got coming in. I mean, I think it's just exciting times for the Fever.
I was just going to say, we're going to jump ahead to it now. You have already coached a #1 overall pick. You did that last year in Atlanta, but now you have the opportunity to do that again. What kind of challenges does that present as a coach, but also what kind of benefits does it give your team?
Yeah, I mean, I started smiling when you said it because I think every time I hear we have the #1 pick, it's just such an exciting thing for the franchise and the team. But you kind of hold all the cards when you have that #1 pick. You know, you can do several different things. So, you know, it's in our court to do what we want. We have options, and that's always a really good thing.
It's going to be a really competitive training camp with the 5 now second-year players in Queen, Alyssa, Destiny, Emily, and Lexi, as well as these 5 rookies coming in. What are your expectations of this group? Obviously, training camp's a little bit of a ways away, but what are your expectations for this group, especially because they're so young?
Yeah, I'm going to say it again. Training camp is going to be really competitive. It is going to be a lot of fun. That's fun to me. I mean, when you have pieces to a puzzle that you're trying to put together and people are coming in to make the team. I'll tell a quick funny story. I hope I don't take her glory, but Karima Christmas Kelly, who I hired as one of my assistants, we've been doing our coaches meetings this week, and she said, in my experience, I've always, when I went to training camps, I never unpacked my bag because I didn't know what was going to happen. Like, until I signed that note that I was going to make that team, I kept my bags packed. And I said, I hope you talk about that kind of stuff with, with our players and the players coming in, because, it's going to be a great competitive week. I mean, we're going to bring in 20 players probably overall, rotating in and out, and it's going to be hard, and we're going to push them, and we're going to try to push them through their limits because the WNBA season is hard. So you have to be able to make it, 40 games is tough. We've moved, more games this year. So just from day one, we're going to talk defense. I know we're going to talk about that in a minute, but, it's going to be defense, it's going to be high intensity, it's going to be run and pace. So that's just going to be fun for people like to play that way, I think.
You are a defensive-minded head coach, and as you look at this, how do you plan on having your fingerprints on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, I don't think I really had an opportunity to make that decision. Lynn Dunn made that for me really quick when she hired. She was like, "You're a defensive coach, right?" I was like, "Yes, ma'am." She was like, "Okay, let's do this." So, yeah, Leon Barmore, Van Chancellor, who I played for, these are Hall of Fame coaches. Both of them just instilled that mindset in us. And like I told you earlier, our defense, our practices were around the defensive side of the game, and that, in return, got offensive baskets for us or put us in a good position on the offensive end. So, to me, I really believe that defense wins championships. And, we got to put the ball in the hole, and we'll figure that out. But every night, regardless, we can come out and find a way to stop people.
A lot of excitement on the horizon for the Fever. Alyssa's back with the final look at the forecast.
All right, it's going to be really nice tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine throughout the day. We go to highs in the mid-60s. Really nice outside. Now it'll be a little bit breezy into the afternoon. We start off a little cooler, temperatures into the upper 30s, so grab a jacket for the very first part of the day if you're going to be outside. And then as we head into the work week, we're looking at temperatures mid to upper 70s. We slowly climb as we head towards the weekend, as we maintain the sunny skies. And then after that, it's going to take us past the 7-day forecast well into Monday, Tuesday of next week before we start to see things cooling back down, coming back down to earth a little bit more to our seasonal temperatures we should be having this time of year.
Okay. I think I'm okay with those.
We're good with
yeah,
that.
I love that. I love all that.
Almost 80.
You can't beat it.
Too bad they don't have that down in Augusta for the Masters. Reminder, that is starting at 8:30, the special change. Thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your night.